It's Sunday, August 20th, 2023. Time for another Fireside chat with Dizzy and the fuzzy little puppy that's moving around there. There she is. So if you watched my video from the other day, you know that both she and Misty were not walking that well. She is completely recovered. Misty is still lame. I have tried calling the farrier without any luck. The vet thinks that she wasn't trimmed properly because he had just been out when she went lame, so she's not walking well. Got a good fire going here tonight and did something, as this piece of stump has just not been burning. I'm not sure how many weeks I've been trying to burn this now, and basically nothing's been happening. I had gas cans at home with gas. It was, I don't know how old, didn't know that it was any good, and rather than put it in anything, I've been dumping it on the stump and lighting it, and basically all it was doing was just burning the gas off of it and not really doing anything. So tonight I took and I cut some slits in the log before I poured the gas on, and I turned it so that the slits are at the side, so that hopefully now that this fire will actually get caught and get up in the stump itself and start to burn it, because I got a whole lot more of the big stuff that I've got to burn, and I don't want to do that until I get this done. And one thing I have been doing this week, I worked some in the field. You see I've got a post there. There's going to be another one over there. Basically what I'm doing is I'm making an area here where I can have my tent up, I can make a fire, and I don't have to worry about any four-legged visitors. And they'd still be able to get to the field. They'd still be able to get the one shady spot that they like if I leave the tent up. And, I only have the rope up when I'm here, or if I'm getting it all set up so that I'm ready for the night. Because I don't also like to have horse poop in here when I'm having a fire, because I don't want to step on it in the dark when I'm leaving. So, with Misty being lame, I was going to work with her this week. Needless to say, that didn't happen. So what I'm going to do, I am going to start working with the horses this week. And Misty, if I can't work her in the round pen, I'll just work on other things that I can do without her moving around a lot. Just things that'll help her. Of course, she'll be getting a good grooming. They'll both be good into good grooming. I'm wanting to get back in the saddle and take some lessons that somebody owes me. But rather than riding Misty, I think I'm going to have to just use one of her horses. Because, I want to get out of here, and don't know that if I waited until I was able to work with Misty that I'd have enough time to get the lessons in that she owes me. So, and that brings me to my next point. I have never heard back from this lady that I wrote to. I'm still praying about it. I'd still like to get that property. But if it's not what God has for me, then it's not what God has for me. I don't know if I mentioned or not that my son-in-law was trying to get a job in Germany. Well, he got the job. He will be leaving, he's not exactly sure when, not until after Thanksgiving at the earliest. My daughter's not sure when she'll be able to join him. They have dogs, and have to get passports for the dogs because they're not leaving the dogs here, needless to say. Once they're out of the area, there's basically nothing keeping me here. The only other family that I have in this area is my brother and his girls and his grandson. I'm not really close to them. So, talked to Mom H. She had mentioned possibility of me doing this before, and it looks like this is what we're going to do. I'm going to have a tiny house built on her property, something that can be moved when I get my own place. I am going to be pushing myself to get the house and the yard cleaned, and get my house up for sale. If this is God's will for my life, then I should be able to get everything done and get out of here fairly quickly. I would like to be able to move for good November 17th. The reason for that date is twofold. A, I'm not wanting to have to get hay, and I know I've got enough hay to last until then and past then. B, for those that aren't familiar with horses, horses need to get a test called a Coggins test. This is the test for what's called equine infectious anemia. And if you're moving with your horse, you need to have it within 6 months of the moving date. I had it on May 19th. So that means if I leave November 17th, I'm just at the end of the safety area. Other than that, I've got to get another one. And I think it was $55 per test. So that would be another $110, which I don't really want to spend. But we'll see. So that's where I am. So I'd appreciate all the prayers as I continue to seek God's will for my life, to be able to get everything done in time. Like I said, if this is God's will, it will happen. The neighbors across the street from me are moving. They have a settlement date of September 22nd. And my one thought is if I have the house up for sale by then, they might have friends that would want to be in the same area that might be interested in the house. So it could sell fairly quick. He said it depends. So that's where I am. I'm going to sit back here and relax for a little bit, and I'll talk at you later.